What is going on, guys? Rodney here with Crypto Bros. Welcome to today's video. Today we're actually going to be looking at Aion and their quest for interoperability and connectivity between blockchain networks. But before we dive into today's video, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. Just know how much I do appreciate all the subscriptions and all the likes you've been tossing me lately. Definitely have been feeling the love. All that being said, let's get into today's video. So here we are on Aion.network. This is the homepage to their website, and as we can see here, it says a multi-tier system designed to address unsolved questions of scalability and interoperability in blockchain networks. This is the internet decentralized. Now, for being the homepage, it really isn't telling us much about, and as much as I like this project, it doesn't do a great job in basically depicting what they're trying to solve, right? They have this little statement here and their roadmap with some things that people may or may not understand. So what I'm going to do is spend the next few minutes just kind of talking about the overarching goals and what Aion is going to accomplish, and then we'll jump in to look at some of the teams and token economics and stuff like that. So that being said, we will flip over to this, and to kind of put it in a nutshell, Aion and what they're known for is they basically want to build with their blockchain a way to basically connect all these other blockchains, through bridges. Basically what they're saying is that over the next 5 or 10 years, there are going to be hundreds of new blockchains that come out every single year, and at some point there's going to be thousands of blockchains out there, and each one of these decentralized blockchains are going to be their own island. And they're saying for the internet and for blockchains to get to the next level or get the most out of their potential, there has to be some type of structure that connects all of these together. And that's essentially what they're trying to solve. Like, how do networks like Neo, Quantum, how do these networks all connect with each other to give a better product to the end user? And the problems that they're trying to solve is that one, which we're going to call isolation, right? All these different blockchains, decentralized blockchains, isolated out on their own with no connectivity. They are a blockchain 3.0, so scalability is obviously huge, and that seems to be a problem to solve for any type of new blockchain hitting the market. Along with that is performance. If you have a high throughput blockchain, it has to perform well. And in their standpoint, they're looking at an enterprise or business or industry specific blockchain, and they're also focused on privacy. And they basically just want major companies or industries or corporations to have enough trust in the blockchain to let it manage people's personal data, as opposed to centralized within whatever company's own database or whatever that may be. So there are three, I guess we'll call it three legs or three pillars of what Aion has going on. They have Aion One, which is their public blockchain, and this is just like any other, well, not just like any other blockchain, but in the sense that you can build dApps upon it, you can build other coins on there, just like kind of Neo has the Net5 tokens or Ethereum has the ERC20s. Like Aion One is going to be kind of emerging down that same pathway, except they have a completely new virtual machine, and they're doing we talk about sharding and some of these other things, but they're going to be doing parallel transaction processing and developing a completely new smart contract language. And then also the other big buzz term here is proof of intelligence, and that is kind of like going to be a new system, not quite proof of work or proof of stake, but proof of intelligence. And that's where people are kind of going to be able to validate transaction and events on the blockchain through their kind of interconnected system. The next thing they're working on is this part of like connectivity and interoperability, and they're going to be creating bridges. So what they're basically saying is the next generation of blockchain and internet cannot be thousands of separate blockchains floating out there by themselves. These all need to be interconnecting to get to that next level. So if we think about like kind of how that's going to work, it's not like if there's three different blockchains, it's not like one connects to two connects to three connects to four. It's going to be this spider web, and how they're kind of portraying this as if an event happens on like blockchain A, blockchain B can also witness that event and verify that transaction. And that's kind of their overarching goal here in terms of creating this interoperability, is they want to build this essentially ecosystem of bridged blockchains that can all interact and work off each other. And their goal here is, like, if you have this dense ecosystem of blockchains, you can solve a scalability issue. Man, that was a mouthful. And then the last thing they have going on here is their Aion compatible blockchain. And essentially what this is this is their specific code base that can be redeployed over and over again to build new blockchains. And this is huge from like that enterprise and business standpoint, because it's not like this new company has to come out and build their own blockchain. What they can do is when they start tapping in and becoming Aion compatible, they're building all these blockchains on Aion's own code base. This is when they start forming this ecosystem. And now you can start working in this scalability issue that a lot of these guys are trying to solve. So the more companies, or the larger the ecosystem gets, the better and more efficient the blockchain gets. So that's kind of like their overarching goals, their pillars, the things that they have going on. So I hope that gives you a good understanding at least of what the coin is trying to do. I would say maybe the most important, I don't want to say the most important part of this video, but today is April 24th, and tomorrow is they have a big launch. We'll actually get to this later in the video. We're going to kind of just work through this this website really quick, and then we'll touch on this. So this guy right here, for whatever reason, they don't have him listed down here. Unless I've looked past it like 50 times, which is completely possible. But his name is Matthew Spoke, or Matt Spoke. He is the CEO of this corporation, or of Aion. I don't know why I said corporation. He is the CEO here. You can check out this video, and they kind of talk about what exactly they have going on. There's a team, their actual team is about 20 people deep. We can check out their advisors and their partners. They've got some good names here. Ethereum advisor, Metaverse Project CEO, Technology Conferences CEO. So they've got a nice deep team as well. And I don't necessarily like to break down each person. The poor part about this is that you can't actually go to their LinkedIn if you wanted to. But I rarely break down the team. But what I do like to see is that that's more than 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Like, they have a legitimate operation going with legitimate employees. Same thing can be said about their advisors. Pretty deep. Looks like there are 9 of them here in total. All of them have some degree of skill and clout in this space. And then also just we're looking at their partners. A couple names you guys might recognize on here. Icon. There is the WanChain is on here somewhere, unless I'm missing it. Oh, right there, WanChain. If you guys don't know, Aion, WanChain, and Icon are all part of the Interoperability Alliance. And basically, without referencing the article for like the 14th time in one of my videos, basically what they're understanding is like, look, we understand that this is super important, and to build this structure and get it to operate across all blockchains is much bigger than one single project, but it is essential for the entire space. The example that they'll kind of use is they'll talk about like the railroad system back in the day. Like, there would be each of these independent cities that were all functioning independently of each other's, but we didn't see adoption and major boom in any of these things until the railroad system came around and kind of connected them. They use the same example about the early days in the internet. So they've got a lot of things going for them right now. Again, as we dig through the website, though, unless you kind of know what is going on particularly, there's not a great breakdown of what it is until we get to the white paper. Here's just a quote from Matthew Spoke. We have a unique opportunity to build a foundation for future economy. Aion, our contribution to the future, and we need the best and the brightest to work alongside of us to make it real. So again, we're just kind of looking through here. Nothing super stand out in this aspect, but when we do get over to, well, I guess we'll just note, they do have a wallet, so if you guys are holding Aion tokens, you can get their own wallet. I think that's very important, that especially when we're seeing some of these issues like this big hack with my Ethereum wallet and all this other stuff. that they have a public, and not only just public wallet for people to use, but also even a mobile version. And no, I don't condone having, mobile wallets and stuff like that, but those type of things are two critical pieces for adoption. So anyway, if we kind of flip over to their white paper, I'm not going to break this part down, but there's a couple other videos. There's one with Blockchain Brad that's super good, that gets a little more technical than what we're doing today, but offers a good understanding of what they're trying to accomplish. Kind of like, this is their model. This is an ERC20 token, and one important part that I think is important to notice is that Aion has a good deep tie-in with Ethereum. This is the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and essentially what these guys do, I want to see if there's like a little blurb here, but anyway, they are connecting, like Fortune 500 companies and whatnot to these different blockchains. And actually right here, I didn't mean to bring this up, but since it's right in my face, we're going to do that. It says Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which connects Fortune 500 enterprises, startups, academics, technology vendors with Ethereum subject matters. CEO Matt Spoke has been working with this blockchain technology since 2012. And the point that I'm trying to make here in terms of like their team and their project is like, they have some deep ties in with Ethereum. They have leaned on Vitalik Buterin for weighing in. Both him and Aion is based in Canada. And so, there's some good ties in with Ethereum and kind of how they're transitioning the scaling and working with these guys and using part of their team to help develop their own. And we can see actually right here that Matt is on their board of the Ethereum or Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. I just wanted to toss that tidbit in there just because I think it's important based on what they're trying to accomplish, right? And I get that I just butchered that last like 3 minutes, but my point here is this. So if they're working with all these startups, Fortune 500s, all these new people that are emerging that are going to start coming onto the blockchain, and we have Aion forefronting this this quest for interoperability to put in this structure, where do you think a lot of these people are going to go? If company XYZ is getting into the blockchain game and they're working specifically with the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance and trying to build their own stuff, and like I had mentioned, they have their own blockchain that can be reproduced for different companies, different industries. Like, that's the beauty of it and how huge it is. So, if there needs to be a specific blockchain based on Aion's code that needs to be for the trucking or logistics industry or a healthcare industry, like, they can build that structure off this existing code. So that's why I just think that this little tidbit here of, this tie-in is going to be so strong for Aion in the long term. I get that that's speculative, but you catch my drift. So anyway, there is that kind of rundown. If we look at the current price point, up to $4.08, and this thing has actually been running pretty hard. I probably should have had, I wish I would have pulled up CoinMarketCheck just so we could kind of check it out really quick. I'd like to see what they are up in the last 7 or 8 days. I meant to say Coin Checkup. But yeah, let's check it out here. So anyway, it's been on a tear lately. I mean, yesterday, I actually tried to shoot this video yesterday, and I was just having a bunch of issues, and I couldn't get it out. But I refreshed the page today, and the price was at like $3.90. So to see it up again another 17 cents, pretty huge. And it's moving right along to the top, especially with the the partnerships and whatnot that it has. So let's just track it down. Aion, number 46, current price 407, up 13% in the last 24 hours, 23% in the last 7 days, and 50% in the last 30 days. Is it a good time to buy? I don't know. Hard to say. I think the all-time high is right around $10. So in the last 90 days, it is down. Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I just butchered that whole thing. In the last 24 hours, they're up 3%. In the last 7 days, 36%. And in the last 30 days, 60%. They are still down 20% from the $5 mark, and then down 64% from their all-time high. Even at the current price point and the growth we've seen in the last month or so, still a good buy. I mean, granted, all these coins are I mean, obviously, look at all this green, and we're seeing a lot of these altcoins start to come to life. I just think where Aion is headed in terms of its connections with Chain and also Icon, I think this, you know, kind of alliance in there just paves a nice pathway from there. So I have a small bag. Obviously, like everybody else, I wish I had more of a lot of coins, but just a small bag that I'm sitting on currently. So yeah, anyway, making some nice movements in the market here. So I guess I did have a coin check about, but all-time high right around, call it 10 bucks. No, $11.10. You know, circulating in total supply, really not that crazy numbers. I mean, it's not like Bitcoin low, like in the you know, the low millions, but being, you know, under a half a billion total tokens and a circulating supply of 100, basically 130 million, not too bad. Current market cap position at rank 46, but also not even into billion-dollar market cap yet. So easily can 1x this market cap to hit that billion mark. Will it be in 2018? I don't want to speculate on that, but if they start accomplishing some of the things that they have laid out on their roadmap, it is definitely possible. And I think that is all oh no, the most important part of this video is this. So here we are again on CoinMarketCal, calendar of events per the coins. They've had a big, you know, a big 2000 start to 2018. A lot of different things they have going on, but this big one right here actually comes tomorrow, and it is their main net launch. And this is, again, if you guys don't know the difference between a testnet and a mainnet, a testnet is just kind of like their practice round of their finished product. Their main net is what everything is going to be operating on. So this is mainnet 1.0 for them. And anytime we get a fully launched product, that is a huge step forward for these coins. And I didn't actually plan to do this on this day. Aion's been on my list of coins to review. It just so happens to work out that their main net is tomorrow. And will it have a huge price action? I don't necessarily know if that's the case. I don't think this is going to spark any crazy buying, like we're going to see this shoot up another $1 overnight. But I think it's important to mention just because this now becomes, you know, a very viable project in the long term now that they have this mainnet launch. And I actually wish I would have saved this graph. I saw a lot of these very popular blockchains and kind of like this calendar of when, not like a calendar like this, that's terrible, like this chart, it listed all of them as like their mainnet, their testnet, all these different things that they have coming out that are critical to their project. And it's funny because there's still so many, you know, big popular coins that you may not think would be on this list, but they don't even have a mainnet yet. So this is a very big deal for Aion. So anyway, guys, that is all I have. The only article I'm going to reference in this video is this one, and this is actually from hacked.com, and it's a really good article that kind of breaks down what Aion is, what they're trying to accomplish, a little bit about their team, crowd sales, verdict, all this stuff. Like, if you have 6 or 7 minutes, just read through this. This breaks down a lot of different things based on what the coin is doing, and probably this article is going to be better than this video. So read this instead. So anyway, guys, kidding, of course. Watch it. Toss me a like if you want to, but definitely check out this article. It does a very nice job of kind of building up, like, hey, the infrastructure piece is important type of thing. Talks about the project, talks about how it's going to work, everything else. So anyway, that is all I have for you this evening. I hope that you found some value in this. I hope at the very least, you have an idea of what Aion is trying to accomplish. And yeah, guys, that's it. So if you're finding value, again, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. If you are giving, if these are helpful videos at all, toss me a like, and I certainly appreciate that. Have a great night, guys, and I will check you later.